Welcome to Heroes of the Storm Dailies. Just step in to see what kind of daily quests I've got and what ideas it gives me for a hero. I'm not going to be doing these every single day, but I will be using the daily quests as a guide to inspire me on the things to spotlight. Specifically today, I have play 2 games as a Warcraft hero and play and win 3 games. Well, I think that one of the best characters I know, especially for starters, is Lily. Lily is a great starter hero. She starts at 2,000 gold, so she's very easy to save up for and buy early on. She's rated as an easy hero in terms of difficulty. She's got lots of different outfits that you can actually buy if you choose to invest, even if you don't. The normal outfits are still very cool. I cannot wait to get the Master Skin, especially that white Master Skin is awesome. Anyway, Lily is a very interesting character. She is a healer, support healer, and while she can do some damage dealing, for the most part, if you are going to spec her into healing, then you are going to go full tilt healer spec. Well, that's what I'm going to be doing today. I am on cooperative, specifically because I don't feel like dealing with real people as opponents right now. Nothing wrong with playing cooperative. Don't let anybody ever tell you otherwise. Now, there are limitations to playing cooperative. Oh, it's interesting. We actually have 2 healers. We have Brightwing also. There are limitations to cooperative. It's very easy to get to the point where you can kind of predict what the NPCs are going to do, the bots, but that's okay. We are on Sky Temple today. Capture the temples, hold the temples, and defend the temples. Very, very good mechanic. I really do like this map. It never gets old. It is so different in terms of visual appeal. It is so different from the other maps. Even the minions look different. The catapults look different. Everything. It's great. There we go. So on our team today, we've actually got Brightwing, Nazebo, ETC, Sonya, and myself. We actually have Sonya as a tank. ETC is a tank, but Sonya is more of a damagey kind of a tank. Nazebo's DPS and kind of specialist lane pusher. Brightwing and I will be bringing up support. I'm going to spec primarily towards healing. Our opponents are Stitches, Raynor, Uther, Nazebo, and Tychus. I'm actually going to move so they don't think I'm AFK. And I'm going to go up here with ETC. Increased healing brew range. Our Q, we throw out a potion that you can see the range right there. That hits the nearest injured party member with the lowest health. It auto-targets. You don't have to do anything. Increased range could be very cool. However, mana efficiency in long game is going to be real critical. So I'm actually going to take Conjurer's Pursuit. As we pick up regeneration globes, we will be getting more and more efficiency on our regeneration. And it's going to be a good thing. Now our W, Cloud Serpent, we can give that to ourselves or to a party member. And it lets them boost their damage output for a short period of time. I'm going to actually hit my E, which is Blinding Winds. Got to keep hitting that Q to make sure that ETC is doing okay. He is pushing himself a little too far. Now I'm actually going to dare to get in close to Tychus. You got to be careful, man. We've got a Stitches on the opposing team that is really pushing ETC's luck here. Don't do it too hard. There we go. Temple activates. Now we have map objectives. You'll see 2 are highlighting. There's one at the top here near me and ETC. There's another one between the middle lane and the bottom lane. I mean the middle lane and the top lane. And both of those are basically objectives we want to try and keep for our party members. They help us do damage. Whoop, we got to keep up here. I'm going to slap a serpent on myself. And I need your help, ETC. Yep, I need to get over here. Now we've hit level 4. I'm actually going to put Healing Ward specifically as a support mechanism. There we go, so we can top off We just place that thing down, and it has an aura that it creates, a ring. As long as party members stay in it while it's active, then it heals them up, and I don't have to. As you can see, our mana usage is still suffering. I'm just going to hold this down by myself. And there's the last set. You can see it has a meter that shows how much each temple has actually been taken, how much energy is still in it, and how much damage it can still deal. We are needing to get more of those globes. And I am up here in the top lane all by myself. Gonna ping for assistance. Yes, I'm very low on mana. My fellow party mates have shown up to run the computer off the actual lane. So, we're actually doing pretty good. We've got 2 healers to spread around. Ooh, level 7 already. We're ahead of the CPU. So, this is where repeated uses cost less mana or heals over time. Heals over time actually increases your efficiency a lot. Yeah, that's a really good push. We're actually probably going to have another round of temples popping up very, very soon. Since Brightwing is here, I'm actually going to teleport back to base. Cap off. There goes Stitches down for the count. Just going to come back here. It refills my health and mana. And then I'm going to let them know I'm coming back there. Yeah. I am on my way. We have 2 support healers up here. And the computer is pressing very hard. Couple more pings to ask for some assistance.
Soon they shall bask in my glory.
And the temples are going to be active in 6 seconds. I am going to be spawning as soon as they actually come up.
Still a little
And
woozy.
I am actually going to go down to the bottom one. And let them know that I'm on my way. I want, hopefully, Sonya to come help me on that temple, and we'll be able to hold control of it. Here's Brightwing coming in. Brightwing actually has a teleport that lets them come to any team member on map. They basically can teleport across, and it's really useful. It's a great support ability. Polymorph. I'm just going to auto-attack, throw up a Cloud Serpent on myself every once in a while, and make sure the 2 of us stay topped off for health. We have 2 support class down here doing something that 1 support and 1 offense should be doing. We really should be splitting up, but we're doing what we can. I'm up to level 10 now, which means I finally get to pick my ultimate. That is going to be Jug of 1,000 Cups. Rapidly heal nearby allies. It is an amazing ability that can really change the flow of tide of battle very, very quickly. I'm heading up there. We've got somebody that is jungling when they probably shouldn't. And I'm going to try and see if I can go help our top lane some more. It is a mess.
Ooh, what's that?
Oh, they've gotten past our towers. Okay, and they are slowly going back to the lanes they're supposed to be in. Let's throw a Serpent up on myself there for some increased damage. Let's see what everyone's going to. Okay. Throwing some heals out for my teammate by hitting Q as regularly as I can. It auto-targets. ETC is running into some trouble. ETC, I can't heal you.
You should head to a fountain quickly.
Oh, I'm okay, Witch Doctor. And as you can see now that we've actually got some of those regeneration globes, our mana efficiency is much higher.
Who wants to take this merc camp?
Okay, I'll go help. My fellow teammates have pinged to get help on a merc camp. Let's buff somebody with a Cloud Serpent. Witch Doctor. And I'm just going to toss out potions as I can. Every time the power comes up and I'm near fellow teammates, we want to help. Try and communicate some. Now this is a different kind of an area. We don't have something that specifically aids our healing. What we have are things that are going to help us either minimize damage or minimize our teammates' damage and what they take. So I am actually going to pick up Shrink Ray. It actually shrinks opponents on the team for a short duration of time. And it actually makes sure that that person that I have shrunk is slowed and their damage output is drastically reduced. As you can see, with just a little bit of healing, I am actually keeping... Wow, that is a bad zombie wall, dude. I am keeping myself and the Witch Doctor topped off very easily, and my mana is barely being dented now. That's the bottom temple. Every tick of a laser blast out of that we managed to let fire off because we're keeping control of it is another set of damage that is being dealt to the opposing team's forces. As you can see, they have been pushed past all their Tier 1 forts all the way back to their Tier 2 keeps. It's real effective and important to make sure that you stay covering that.
Who wants to take this merc camp?
I love it.
I'm going to head over to what the team is doing right now. Throw the Cloud Serpent on Sonya right there. Brightwing's over there supporting Sonya. Give her another Cloud Serpent. These guys are doing just fine down here. Debuff. And I'm going to have to use my ultimate on myself, unfortunately. And here's Brightwing coming into the rescue. Fights like this can get very busy very quickly. I have to just keep pressing Q as often as I can. There's a level up for us. Ooh, that ding means the towers are affecting us now. So I'm going to back up and let the beefier people on the party take it. Oh, it's out of ammo now. Hey, that's even better. We are pushing because we're right here. Uh-oh. That shadow on the ground is the ultimate of Jim Raynor. He is very good. Very... Uh-oh. Too late. The Doctor taking too much damage. Could not get to them in time. I'm going to... see if I can... I'll throw a shrink on Uther. Now, my ultimate's going to be coming up very soon. I'm going to see. That's Tychus chasing us down. And thankfully, I did not have to tap into my ultimate. Oh. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and do just that. Uh-oh. Yep. This is where we get ambushed. We need to... ETC and I got pushed a little too hard. We're having to retreat. We overstayed our welcome. I am, however, going to head back up that direction and let the rest of the team know that I'm heading that way. So we actually have a level up here. 2 allies at a time, or safety sprint, our trait. Sprint. As we take damage, we gain increased movement by 10%. Here comes Brightwing on that teleport for the team. There we go. Everybody. I am actually going to take Healing Brew. Heals 2 allies. That means I can heal 2 targets at once, or 1 target twice. Take your pick. I would stay there for a second, Mr. Witch Doctor. Or not. We have a lot of healing power in our group. And I'm going to hit my ultimate to make sure that we can actually stay topped off. Give Brightwing a little bit of extra damage. I don't know why. Everybody says kill the walls because they give visibility, but I'm not sure how accurate that is. Oh, that is the Barbarian jumping in on a Shrink. Oh, I need to stay away from that tower. Whole team is here now doing the final push. And this is probably going to be the sprint towards the end. Let's throw the Cloud Serpent on the actual Barbarian. You can see the lines for the towers right here. I want to stay out of those lines specifically because I'm not that sturdy. Come on, Uther. It's time to die. The more regeneration globes we get, the more that Conjurer's Pursuit helps us out from the very, very first level trait that we actually picked. It is a long game choice, and it really does help. My ultimate is already back up, and I think it's going to probably end up getting used once the whole team actually ends up getting back here. You can see they're coming up in bits. Only 2 of them are up right now. We have killed all of their keeps, and it's down to their core now. Come on. Pick on me. Bye, Tychus. It was nice knowing ya. Shrink Ray is fixing to come back up. The important target is the Doctor, because he can dish out a ton of that damage from different sources. Now, our Doctor actually has both myself and Brightwing healing up. I am actually finally starting to tax. There we go. That's the catapults doing the job for us. Good game. Now, if we bring it up real quick, I had 41,000 healing. Brightwing had 51,000 healing. We both did our job very, very well. Now, I'm going to go over real quick some of the build choices that I actually went over. Next reward, that would be when I hit level 8. I cannot wait to hit that. So as you can see, I get takedowns. I participate in takedowns because I'm healing while the person I'm healing is doing the taking down. That's how you get your score as a support class in Here's the Storm. And it works really, really well. So, a recap. At level 1, I go over Conjurer's Pursuit, and this pays off long game. For every 3 globes of regeneration that you get when you kill a minion or when you kill a mercenary, you actually get, for every 3 of those, you get an increase to how quickly you regenerate your mana. And that pays off long game. Now, this is a good one. However, if you're throwing that health out so constantly, you will drain your mana out real quick. That means increased trips back to your base to refill. This means fewer trips long game. Now, there is also increased Cloud Serpent duration, which means more DPS, and you can go a DPS Lily build. I don't really see the benefit. That's the same for Gale Force Winds, your actual ability on E, Blinding Wind. It blinds 2 nearby targets, it auto-targets. Just like the Cloud Serpent, you put it on somebody, and the Cloud Serpent auto-targets and auto-fires. So you can buff that, but I'm not sure I see the point. At level 4, we took Healing Ward. You put it down, and it does the work for you while your mana is recovering. It's a really good choice. Now, option number 2 is the Healing Serpent actually heals with each attack. That's actually, the healing is very, very moderate. I mean, it's very low. I don't really go by that. If I was going to pick something else, I would actually pick one of these two. Your E ability. It either hits more targets, instead of hitting 2, it hits 4, which means suddenly what E does is it makes the enemy, it debuffs them, and they miss their next 2 attacks. That's important. If you're being chased down by the entire team, blinding winds could make the difference between you living and you dying. So this is a big deal. This means it goes from 2 to 4 members of the opposing team can't hit you for at least 2 strikes. Or you can raise the number of misses from 2 to 3. But I still think Healing Ward is the best team support option. At level 7, I actually took Healing Brew. Now, why did I not take Pitch Perfect? After casting Healing Brew, its cost is reduced by 10 mana for 6 seconds, which means you have to be firing that off constantly. And 10 mana shaved off here and there is really not going to make a difference. If you actually have a heal over time in addition to the brew, that means you can space your brews out a little bit farther. It's really good. Now, if you're having a problem with the opposing team using a lot of stuns and roots on you, I definitely say instead of taking the good stuff, take Shake It Off. But this is my choice every single time. The Jug of 1,000 Cups, this thing can make or break a team fight. The only problem is that it's stunnable. You can be interrupted from this. So if somebody stuns you at the right moment when you start this up, you've just lost it, and it goes on cooldown for 90 seconds. 70 seconds, I'm sorry. That's a big deal. So you really have to make sure that there's certain people you do not want to be around. ETC has a stun. Oh gosh, let's see. So many others. Kerrigan has a stun. So many characters have a stun. You really have to space yourself and time it right. Make sure you're at the back of your group. Water Dragon is great, but if you're going pure support Lily, this is kind of bad. It does have some really nice stuns and slows, however, and that does work. At this level, my choice is always Shrink Ray because it can really minimize one of those high DPS characters on the other team. You slow them down, you reduce their damage output by 50% and their movement speed by 50% for 4 seconds. That can make the difference between you killing that or your entire team getting away out of a fight. Now, if you had to pick something else hindering winds, it is great. You can throw your blinding winds at the start of a fight, and it slows down anybody that's trying to run away from your team. That helps your other teammates get kills, and that's real nice. Now, 16, you've got, I really think, a couple of choices. You could do Safety Sprint, and I do think this is a good one. Basically, what this means is you get faster and faster the lower your health is. So instead of just a 10% buff, you get a 20% buff to movement speed from Fast Feet. That's pretty useful. However, I think the two options that are better are here, the ones that modify your Q. Either Healing Brew heals 2 allies instead of 1, or if you're facing down a team with a lot of disables like stuns or slows, this is real useful. This means suddenly your potion is clearing silence, slows, stuns, roots, polymorphs, everything, and it gives them a movement speed buff by 20% for 3 seconds. Throwing this on a teammate that's trying to get out of a bad situation can really save their butt. So I really think it's 2 for 1 or Herbal Cleanse, that's me. Finally, at level 20, we didn't even make it that far, is going to be, I really usually go for throw out 2 cups, the Jug of 1 million cups. However, I do think a really good choice is this tie-in with Fast Feet. You can do Kung Fu Hustle. Abilities recharge 3 times as fast while Fast Feet is active. So basically, when you're struck by enemies, suddenly your cooldowns go down faster. That means you're healing quicker and you're disabling quicker with Blinding Winds. It's a win-win. But Bolt of the Storm is really useful if you're getting a lot of situations where you're getting ambushed. Lily can become the target of team ganks very quickly. Because she is such a powerful healer, the rest of the team, if you're facing real people, they'll single you out quick. Which means that you're going to want to get a lot of stuff that will help you get out of those situations. Bolt of the Storm. Fast Feet gives block charges, or Blinding Wind slows targets so you can get away. Things like that can be very, very useful. Fast Feet gives block charges, I think is actually pretty useful if you're getting ganged up on quite a bit. But Blinding Wind is still very useful for slowing that down. That means once you start running away, you hit that, slow down the people that are chasing you, and you can get away quicker. Bolt of the Storm is very useful for a quick teleport away. It only has a 40-second cooldown. Real great for an evasive survivability talent. I'm hoping that you guys are finding a lot of use out of this series. I'm still figuring the format out. I'm still figuring out how I want to properly get the pace of the videos down. So keep that in mind, and I really do appreciate some feedback. Let me know. This has been a quick look at Lily, a great, very easy to use starter hero, great healer, all in all. She's just kind of fun to use. Always welcome on a team.